Assalamu alaikum students and welcome to SM Public Academy Campus 5. So how are you all doing today? I hope you all are doing fine. I welcome all of you students of class 4 to our first English language class of the final term. Okay, let me tell you one thing that we are actually beginning the lectures of English for final term from today. Okay, and I am your English teacher, Miss Saba Arif. So I hope you are going to have a great time together. But before we begin, let me remind you that you have to take care of yourself. You have to stay home and you have to stay safe, okay? So that after this break, you can come back to school healthy and happy, okay? So let's begin our lecture. Our topic for today is unit number 9, that is direct speech. And this is from your grammar and punctuation book on page number 20. Okay, so you can hurry up and quickly take out your language books, that is the grammar and punctuation book, and open up page number 20. Now, direct speech. This is our topic for today. Now, what is a direct speech? Any ideas? Can you think of what is a direct speech? I mean, is there a speech direct and indirect also? Oh, we never heard this before. What is a direct speech? Come on. Start thinking out of the boxes. You start using your brains. Can you people tell me what is a direct speech? Do you have any idea about this? Let's see. What is a direct speech? First of all, to understand what is a direct speech, we need to know what is a speech, okay? So first I'm going to tell you what is a speech. A speech is how we say sounds and words. Definitely, speech is our language. Speech is the way we talk. Speech is our talking skill, right? So, mashallah, all of us have been blessed with this quality from Allah Ta'ala that we can talk. So we all have a speech. We can talk. Okay. So talking is basically a speech. The sounds and the words is our speech. Okay. When I am talking to you right now, this is my speech. Okay. Clear, children? So let's move on to what is direct speech. Now, definitely direct means something that is straight, something that is coming from one place to another direct. Okay, so let's read the definition together. I want you people to read with me. When we write down the exact words someone has spoken, we call this direct speech. So what is a direct speech? Direct speech is when we are writing the exactly same words that are written by or that are spoken by the speaker. Okay, that means if I am saying something right now, this is my direct speech, okay, because I am talking directly. And if you tell your mama or your papa what your teacher told you in the class today, then you will be quoting my exact words. You will be telling them my exact words, right? So when you will say that our miss said this thing in the class today, and when you will write it exactly in the words I spoke, that will be a direct speech, okay? That is using, again I'm repeating for you to understand it clearly, that a direct speech is when we write down the exact, you know what is exact? That is the same with no changes, okay? When we write down the exact same words that someone has spoken, okay, this is the direct speech, okay. But if we add a that or any other word into that speech, then it becomes indirect, okay. That is something we will discuss afterwards, but today we are talking about direct speech or direct words of the speaker. That is something that is directly spoken, is written in exactly same words. Okay, clear students? Let's read on. we use inverted commas to mark the beginning and end of what the person has said. So, how can we quote or how can we write the exact words of the speech of someone else? The correct way of writing it is that we use inverted commas for that. Okay, I'll be showing you what are inverted commas, don't worry, those for those who don't know. But when we are writing the exact words of a person, we always write them in inverted commas. This means that there is no change in these words and they are the direct or the exact words of the speaker. Okay, clear? So let's move on. Now let's see some examples here. He said, let's go to the cinema. Now, he said is the reporting clause here. You don't have to worry because this is what the person is saying, okay? He said. Now, who is he? It can be anybody. He said. Now, after he said, we put a comma. Now, this is the correct format of writing a direct speech, and I want you people to pay very much attention to this slide, okay? Because this is a very important slide. This here, I'll let you know how you have to follow the correct format of writing the direct speech, okay? So we write he said with the comma, okay? And then after the comma, we put the inverted commas. Now these are the inverted commas here, okay? For those of you who don't know, these are the inverted commas. Let me highlight them for you so that you can see clearly. See, these are our inverted commas, okay, beta? Let's go to the cinema. Now, let the first capital after the inverted commas is always capital, okay? The first letter after the inverted commas is always capital, okay? Go to the cinema. After I've completed what that person has said, I'm going to put a full stop, okay? A full stop, and then I'm going to close my inverted commas. So my inverted commas are going to close after I have written the complete direct speech or the complete sentence that other person has spoken. And after punctuating it, whether it's a question, whether it's a full stop, whether it's a hyphen, whatever you want to put, exclamation mark, whatever it's there, after completing the sentence, after punctuating it, then we are going to close our inverted commas. Okay, clear? Let's move to the another example. He shouted. Now again, he shouted is the person who said, okay? Then I put a comma here. As I told you, a comma is a must, okay? And when you are writing the direct speech, a comma is a must. Then I write hurry up. Now see, my hurry has inverted commas here and my H is again capital because it is the first letter, okay? The first letter is always capital. Hurry up. Now after hurry up, I have a exclamation mark here, okay? So I put an exclamation mark and after that I close my speech with another inverted commas, okay? Now you see the difference between both of them. Here I had a full stop and here I have an exclamation mark, but my inverted commas are closed after the punctuation, okay? Let's look at the third example. Now this is a little tricky one. I am tired. Now here we have the speech first. We have the inverted commas open and it's I am tired. And now after I am tired, we have a comma. And then we have our inverted commas, okay? She said. Now what did she said? I am tired, comma, inverted commas closed. Then again, I'm going to put another comma to separate the speech from the person. And then again, I have inverted commas open again. And then my L is again capital because it is the first letter in the sentence. Let's stay at home. Full stop, inverted commas, closed. Now, in this sentence, we have used inverted commas how many times, children? One time and two times. Okay, so we have used the inverted commas two times in the same sentence. Okay, is that clear? So it's not must that you can always put only the inverted commas once. You can put them twice as well. Okay, children, clear? Shall we move on? Okay, let's move on. Now, number one, what are the things that you have to make sure when you are doing the Direct speech. Speech marks. Speech marks are, as I told you, they are the inverted commas. Here, the inverted commas. The speech marks are used to indicate direct speech. They enclose the spoken words. Now, what do the speech marks do or the inverted commas do? The speech marks are also called the inverted commas. It's the same thing, okay? What do? They show us the exact words of the speaker. Okay, we enclose or we close this indirect words in inverted commas. Okay, the second one, exact words. Only use speech marks when quoting the exact spoken words. Indirect speech does not need a speech mark. So we are not talking about the indirect speech. What we are talking about the direct speech. So if we have something written like this, Abby asked us what we wanted to do this weekend. Now there is no direct speech here, okay? Because we are not writing the exact words of Abby. So we will not put any punctuation or any speech marks here. Okay, clear children? Capital letters now. Use of capital letters at the start of direct speech. See here, stay SS capital because it is the first letter. Okay, stay here, he shouted. You, again my Y is capital here, you can't leave now. Okay, so here because I have two different sentences connected, so I'm going to use my capital letters two times. Look at the second sentence, we. Again, my W is capital, are going to France, he said, but not until March. Now, why is this B not capital? Because it is a part of the same sentence. Okay, children? You will learn this when you do the exercise. If you have two different sentences, you put a capital letter in both of them. But if you have the same sentence continued in the second part, then you don't put a capital letter in the second part of the sentence. Okay. Punctuation inside speech marks. Place any punctuation that belongs to the direct speech inside these speech marks. Now, as I told you, if it's a question, if it's an exclamation mark, if it's a full stop, whatever it is, you always have to put it inside. See, when are we having lunch? So here I have my punctuation mark inside the speech marks, okay, or inside the inverted commas. Get out, exclamation mark, it's also inside the inverted commas, okay. Punctuation outside speech marks. Place any punctuation that does not belong to the direct speech outside the speech marks. Now see, did Arnold really say I'll be back? Now this is my comma, it is outside because it's not a part of what Arnold has said, and because this is something I am asking, so this speech mark is also outside, okay, because it's not a part of him saying, it's a part of me asking, okay, it's there's a difference, okay. Commas, use a comma if the next continues, if the text continues after the direct speech. You also need to use a comma when introducing direct speech. Now that's an iconic movie quote. Again, we put a inverted comma inside as I showed you in the last example. And after Beth replied, when we are starting, then also we use a comma here. Okay, so you should know where you have to put the commas. New paragraph, start a new paragraph every time there is a new speaker. Okay, do you really like apples? Asked Will. I always wondered. Yes, why do you ask? Replied Thomas. If you are writing direct speeches, always write them separately. Do not connect them to one another because that creates a confusion. Okay, children? That makes it difficult to understand. So I hope you will go through these rules again and again. Once you understand these rules, direct speech will be very easy for you people. Okay, it might sound a little new and a little tricky and a little difficult right now, but once you will do the exercise from the book, it will become very easy. Okay, so let's move on. Now let's practice. She says I am ill. Now she says is the person, okay, and I am ill is her direct speech. So how are we going to change this? Let's see. Okay, so after she says, I put a comma here. Do you all see this comma? Again, I put my inverted commas. I am ill, full stop, because this is the end of the sentence, and I close my inverted commas. So you see how simple it is. It's not difficult at all. Let's look at the second sentence. George said, do you need help with your homework? Now let's see, how can we answer this one? George said, again I put a comma here and I open my inverted commas. Do you need help with your homework? Now it's a question, so I'm going to put a question mark here, okay? And I'm going to close my inverted commas after the question mark. Let's look at the third example. We will study together, Mary said. Now here the speech is coming before the person, so it will be a little different from the above two examples. The first thing we're going to do is put the inverted commas, then we'll write, we will study together. Now, before closing the inverted commas, we'll put a comma and then we will close our inverted commas. Mary said, full stop, okay? So is this clear, children? Have I made my lecture clear to you people? Any questions? You can ask me always. Okay, let's have some copy work instructions because this is a language assignment. So you have to attempt this assignment in your English language copy. Okay, which copy? English language. You have to make a title page for final term. As I told you, today we are beginning our final term syllabus for this session. So all the work from now onwards will be done for the final term. Make a title page for direct speech. Now this is our new topic we are beginning. So you will have to make a beautiful title page for this, okay? And you have to maintain your index. How will you maintain your index? This is the way you're going to maintain the index. You will write final term at the top, assignment number 1, direct speech, and page number 20, okay? Got it? And you have to maintain the index of your copy always. This is something you have to make sure you always do. And when you begin the copy work, this is how I want you to do. You have to make this triangle shaped separator. Okay. You all know how to make this. You have been making something like this since I think grade 1, and then you're going to write final term on it and you're going to underline it nicely. And I have made a very simple one. You can make it a beautiful one. And you're going to write final term, and from the next page you're going to make your title page for the direct speech and you're going to begin your work. Okay, so I hope everything is clear, there is no confusion. And again, I'm going to repeat, take care of yourself. And if there is anything you don't understand, go through the slides again, go through the lecture again. This is not difficult. It's something new only for you people, but you will understand. You are smart kids, I know. So take care of yourself. Stay home, stay safe again, and help fight coronavirus, because you know the second wave of coronavirus is here, right? So you have to be strong and you have to fight with it. Okay, and how can you fight it? By wearing a mask and sanitizing your hands and washing your hands every time you come from outside. Okay, so take care, children. Allah Hafiz.